Good evening, Zimbabwe, and welcome to the Youth Election Talk on Kiona TV, the one, the only. We are broadcasting from Pioneer House right here in the city of Kings and Queens. And of course, we are available on Zanu TV, channel 398, and of course on digital terrestrial television. We are on channel 803. You can follow us on our social media handles. We are Kiona TV on all social media handles, including Threads. I am Leslie Piri, and this program is brought to you by the National Youth Development Trust, which is a membership-driven, youth-oriented, focused organization whose commitment is to ensure that young people in Zimbabwe transform and reinvent themselves to exert influence by taking charge of their destiny. The organization also seeks to develop young leaders who are able to build social cohesion and participate effectively in economic, politics, social and culture as a way of enhancing the quality of their lives and their country. And today we are bringing you this special program because Zimbabwe is gravitating towards the 2023 harmonized elections, and the youth play a significant role in terms of determining who ends up in State House, who ends up in the National Assembly, and who ends up at local authority. So the election is close by, and today we are here to dissect issues affecting young people, and I'm joined in the studio by three guests who will be contesting in the 2023 harmonized elections. We have Pasho Spanda, who will be contesting against the Minister of Finance and Economic Development, Professor Ntuli Ngube. We also have Nigel and Ndlovu of Zapu, who will be contesting in the Lopemula Makwekwe constituency. So we also have from Zanu PF, Freedom Chero, I hope I got that pronunciation correct, who will be contesting in the Nkulumane constituency, and these are young people determined to make an impact in Zimbabwe. Gentlemen, good evening to you.
Good evening, Pash.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
All right, great. Let's get on to it. Can you kindly unpack? I would have loved to introduce you, but I think it's best that you speak for yourselves. It's election season. I do not want to misrepresent you. It's best you sell yourselves to the people of Zimbabwe. We'll start with you, Freedom Chero. Who is Freedom Chero, and what do you seek to deliver to Zimbabwe?
Thank you very much. You pronounced my surname wrongly.
Yes.
First of all, so my name is Comrade Freedom Murechu.
Murechu, all right.
Yes. I was born here in Bulawayo. Did my primary school here in Bulawayo, and then went to Manicaland for my high school. You know, that time when the teenagers and some youth were crossing the borders to South Africa. Then so I was sent to Manicaland to go and do my high school there, then came back then do my university here in Bulawayo at the Lupane State University. So politically, I'm a provincial youth league chairman of the ruling party Zanu PF, having joined the structures at a very tender age. I rose through the ranks. Now I'm the provincial youth chairman of the Zanu PF, and I also have a civic background. I'm a founder of an organization called Foundation for Youth Empowerment in Zimbabwe. I've been working with the youth. The organization is aimed at empowering the youth, you know, economically and even politically. And now I'm in politics. So it also happened that this year, when we did our primaries, I was also nominated to contest in the primaries to represent Nkulumane constituency in the House of Assembly. So I contested. The residents of Nkulumane voted for me, the people of Nkulumane voted for me, and I am now duly nominated to contest for Nkulumane constituency in the House of Assembly. So that's Comrade Freedom Murechu for you.
All right, Comrade Freedom Murechu, just a quick one before we move over to Nigel. You are in a constituency that houses the provincial chairperson of Zanu PF, yes. Jabulani Spanda. Do you feel that gives you an edge, or it places a lot of pressure on you?
You know, it gives me quite an advantage, because in terms of leadership, that's where the leadership of the Bulawayo province is really housed. Not Comrade Jabulan Sibanda only. We've got Comrade Noktula Sibanda, who is also the vice chair lady of the Women's League. Then me, Comrade Freedom Murecho, the provincial chairman of the Youth League. So that's Nkulumani is a powerhouse.
Okay.
So it gives me a competitive advantage over others, because you find that the whole leadership hierarchy of our party is housed there in Nkulumani.
All right, great. Let me move over to Nigel. Nigel, this is your second bite of the cherry.
Yes.
We know you stood as an independent candidate in 2018,
Yes.
and now you're with Zapu. Can you kindly take us through who Nigel Ndlovu is and what you are doing differently at this time around?
Ibizo lami Nigel Ndlovu. I've been deployed by ibandla leZapu to run as MP for Lobhemula Makwekwe constituency. Njengomntwana wakobulawayo ngikhulele lapha, umama wangizalele Lady Rodway. And then for primary ngifunde eMilton Junior School. Bengihlala eCBD kobulawayo until 2007. Lapho engiqalisa ukuhlala khona eLobhemula West, which is now under iLobhemula Makwekwe constituency. And then high school ngifunde college eCBD okwakuthiwa yiSt Gabriel's, unfortunately yavalwa. And then university yami ngiyenzele eZo. I've got a BA in media studies, so lami ngile journalist njengawe lesi. So ngiyakwazi agenda yami lamuhla. And then passion yami is filmmaking. I'm a filmmaker by profession. I'm also a media entrepreneur. I run a company called Icon Media. At Icon Media, we produce social change films, big short films, feature films. And then in terms of being, that was a leadership, I 16 years old. That was when I was in secondary. Ngakuzuma ukuthi kathi mama ukuba ngupresident uyenza njani. 16 years. Esikhathi sana bekuyisikhathi sikaMgabe vele ukukhuluma ngepolitics bekusabisa. Umama wathi hayi wona qina ngesikolo khohla ngakho lokhu uzasibulalisa. And then fast forward later sense university ngafuna ukungena ku-SRC eZo bamvalela phandle ngoba siyakwazi ukuthi most of these universities are captured njalo. And then into ngathi sengiqedile ngaqalisa activism ngo-2015. Bengikhuluma ngama-marginalized voices, protecting ama-marginalized voices ngapha eMathebeleland. Ngilola amalungelo wabantu ngapha eMathebeleland. Ngifuna ukuthi ku-represent all the official languages throughout the country. Sipromote ama-languages angapha eMathebeleland. Ngaba li-activist from 2016 up until 2018. You can contest khona ngaba independent candidate for iMakwekwe constituency at that time. Kathesi Lobhemula Makwekwe constituency. Okumenze ngacontesta ukuthi bengifuna ukutshengisa ama youth ukuthi it can be done. Since umnangagwa ungene city sekuku second republic anyone can now run and participate kuma elections. Ngibona igap la ngasenze ukuthi hayi 2018 mana ngizame as a young person. At 26 ngacontesta independent self-funded ngangila party ngizenzele into zami ama-poster konke ngizingena ku-ground ngiyi-1.
What was number one nation?
Out of 25 candidates ngangu-number 9. Ngadlula lamanye ama-party ayefakwe constituency. It goes to show ukuthi as young people singazimisela, we can actually do this, we can actually take Zimbabwe forward.
Okay.
That I've been deployed by ibandla leZapu. I'm a new member of Zapu. Ongenze ngajoin iZapu i-ideology. iZapu is a non-tribal party. Nxa singayikhangela from isikhathi sikababa uNkomo, iZapu was all over Zimbabwe. iZapu is the only party with the potential to actually unite ama-Zimbabweans. Okunye ongenze ngajoin iZapu is because iZapu is mature politically. We are told that even ama-cadres ahamba empini and they can even teach you ezinye izinto ngempilo in general. Ikho kunye kwangijoinisayo iZapu. And then the family background, I'm also related to amanye ama-cadres aye kuZapu. So vele indaba ye-leadership isegazini konke.
But the man who has decided to take on a whole professor, who is this young man?
Thank you very much. Greetings to Zimbabwe and my fellow panelists. My name is Pasho Rafaeli Owagosfanda, born and raised in Country Park, went to Tatekulu Primary School, went to Country Park Secondary School, and because the government of the day, there was no high school in Country Park, so I went to Mpopoma High and then did my first degree at NAST before I did my master's degree in Europe. So I'm Muntu Bulawayo. I've been in the civil society. I've led Zimbabwe's biggest national students union, ZINASU, at NAST, and politically, maybe I started in high school because I'm the former junior mayor for the city of Bulawayo, and then I joined our yesterday part, the MDC, as the Secretary for Education in Bulawayo. And then later on, in the 5th Congress, I was elected the Secretary General for Bulawayo Province. And then right now, I'm the Secretary General for CCC National Youth Task Force, which is led by the incoming President of Zimbabwe, Nelson Chamisa. So that's me, the incoming Member of Parliament for Country Park constituency, Upasho Rafael Owagosfanda. Yeah.
All right, so those are the three gentlemen. Sadly, we do not have a lady here today, but it is all about youth development. And as you have heard for yourselves, those are the candidates expected to be on the ballot on the 23rd of August 2023. Now, I want us to talk about your parties. Obviously, you are representing your parties. What is Zanu PF promising the people of Bulawayo, specifically young people? I want us to narrow down to young people. What is it that Zanu PF is promising the youth in Bulawayo?
Thank you very much once again. Zanu PF, being led by the able leadership of His Excellency, the President Idi Mnangagwa, I think his government, you've seen the good works that he's doing, infrastructure development that is happening across the country, you know, you name it. So we're looking forward to, as a party, to make sure that that same development it really trickles down into our province, and make sure that we also create an upper middle economic class by 2030. So that vision by His Excellency, we are going to make sure that is a party here after winning elections, you know, for the first time after. Here in Bulawayo, mind you, here in Bulawayo, the opposition, they are the ruling party in Bulawayo. But
no, we are the leading party, we are the ruling party. We lead, so and you guys rule.
We are going to make sure that we win these elections, and the party is very clear in terms of winning. So in terms of the youth, I think we're very clear. There are issues to do with housing. You know, mind you, yesteryears, our fathers and mothers and grandfathers got houses for, you know, for a song. I think they're paying some around $20. You know, we now have a command housing that we are selling to the youth by the vision of our president. There's going to be command housing. So we're going to address the issues of housing, because the scarcity in terms of you know, accommodation here in Bulawayo province, we feel that that scarcity is you know, at times, so that abantu be prepared to pay high monies, you know, so that they buy stands and whatnot. So we're looking forward to make sure that stands that are going to be built by the government, youth ethole izindlu ngendlela abadala bethu bathola ngayo izindlu bomkulumane where I stay. Then moving forward again, in terms of industry, our party is very determined that the industry is going to be revived, but not now. You realize that some of the machinery that is in our industry is now obsolete. So we're looking to sort of reindustrialization of our city. You know, as you recall that it used to be an industrial hub of our country, if not for the whole Southern Africa. Now, what made that reindustrialization not to happen now during this new dispensation is that, you know, when investors do come in Bulawayo to open the industry, first thing that they ask is, where is the source of water? There is no water in Bulawayo. So the government is very working tirelessly. So
right. I want us to wrap up. We just want to go for a short break. So key issues that you have identified as a party for young people.
It's housing, it's the issues to do with jobs and youth empowerment, so that they also do their own things. As you heard that the president was always clear that every nation is built by its own people. Abantwana kumele sibafundise bebekwazi ukusebenza ngezandla zawo. So we make sure that we capacitate the youth in whatever they are doing with their own hands and grow their small businesses.
A quick one, I'll move over to Pasho. Pasho, a quick reaction to what Zanu PF is doing in terms of capacitating young people. What are you going to do better as a CCC?
Well, I think we must put the record clear. I don't think that my colleague here is being fair, because it's on record where Zanu has said they have no manifesto. They are basically saying they have no plan, and it has been said by his senior leadership. So Zanu is not taking our people serious. They want to govern this country without a plan. Now, what are we offering as the Citizens Coalition for Change, led by Nelson Chamisa? You will realize that at this point in time, Zimbabwe is benefiting a few individuals, a few families, key case study among that one being the gold mafia. So we have a lot of resources in this country. But if you look at, in fact, I always say this, the resources that we have in this country, and you look at our bank accounts, if you have a bank account,
can I just come in quickly?
it doesn't reflect that, yes.
You have stated that Zanu PF does not have a manifesto. Does CCC have a manifesto?
Yes, we have.
Has it been released to the public?
No, we haven't released the official document, but our manifesto is based on...
So yeah, as good as Zanu PF also...
No, we do have. We launched our campaign in Gweru 2 weeks back, where we said we're building a Zimbabwe for all, a Zimbabwe for everyone. And our manifesto is centered around to say for everyone, because what
the manifesto is not with the public, confirmed.
Yeah, we haven't shared the documents to the public, but the manifesto is there, the plan is there, and we are clear in terms of governing this country.
It is not strategic ambiguity.
Not really. We unpack it to everyone across the 10 provinces. But
so
Zanu doesn't have
issues
a
for
plan.
young people from CCC?
Yes, one of the key things that we did, for the first time, I think we are the only party with the highest number of young people that are going to be in council and are going to be in parliament. That's why I'm here, and that's why we have. So what we're going to do for young people, when we talk about empowerment, we don't just talk about giving them free handouts, but we also speak about the issues of service delivery in their own awards. Because I'll give you an example in Countrypark. Did you know that the whole of Countrypark, we have 2 high schools, just 2 high schools, and all of them are found in one part of Countrypark. So that on its own is a disempowerment to the young people of Countrypark. And when we are coming in as CCC, we're saying we're bringing development for everyone across all sectors. And young people, because they are the majority, we must make sure that they benefit a lot. You walk into any bank and request for a loan, they'll start to have a lot of things which our young people do not have. So our government in September is going to make sure that it's youth friendly in terms of access to finance, access to opportunities, and also ensure that development is not only centered to those that are close to a certain political party. Because for now, for you to get land, you must be aligned to the opposition, ZANU. For you to get something, but we're building a Zimbabwe that you must be able to get access for all. I come from Blantyre, by the way, and it was affected a lot by issues of Kukurawood. We have a lot of young people without identity documents. So once you deny someone an identity document, you will have disempowered. So our government, like we've always said, we want to modernize Zimbabwe. We want to make sure that people get everything that they want in the comfort of their homes, and the key beneficiaries of that will be young people.
All right, key beneficiaries will be young people. Now let's come to Zapu. I want you to give me a reaction to the 2 gentlemen, what they have said, and then you project what Zapu intends to do for young people, noting that it's mainly the old generation that has been supporting Zapu. And I want you to address that, because it is a conception, a misconception. Yeah. So you address that.
All right. Okokuqala Leslie, ngizathanda ukuthi iZapu izimele yodwa, iZapu ayiso Zanu PF. And okwesibili, iZapu is the only party at the moment ku-2023 ele manifesto. Ele manifesto. iZapu is the only party ele manifesto. I manifesto yeZapu i-driver i-main point we are pushing i-point okuthiwa i-human security model. Ku-human security model sithi sesikhangela abantu, we are going back to the basics. Ngesikhathi unkomo lamanye ama-forefathers ethu aye kuZapu ngendlela ababesenza ngayo izinto, sesiyenza njalo futhi we are going back to the basics. For young people, okokuqala vele ku-manifesto yethu ngavula i-education, infrastructure. Infrastructure is about ukutshintsha ama-buildings ngokwawo, lokutshintsha even i-syllabus, i-curriculum. Kumele itshintshwe. There is so much which is being distorted. History yethu as a country has been lost because of our fellow comrades lapha ku Zanu PF abadistorta history yelizwe. So nxa singazazi njengabantu asisoze siye forward. So okokuqala ama-youth kare sama-youth aqotshwe esikole sifuna ukulungisisa indaba ye-education. NjengeZapu siphusha i-agenda ye-free education e-authentic, e-real. Abantwana abafunde, ama-youth abafunde ehanjiswe esikole. Okwesibili, like I said, i-manifesto yeZapu i-drive i-point ye-human security model. Human security models khangela abantu they include young people. So once we look at that point ukuthi sesikhangela abantu, indaba ze-drug and substance abuse asisoze sizibone kuma-youth, ngoba ama-youth abe sekhangelwe from all the pillars of the country, i-economy, i-social life, i-politics. Yikho ngibona lami ngikhona lapha as a young person.
All right.
And then okunye indaba yemsebenzi, a lot of young people are unemployed. That's why Zapu was still pushing in the way devolution, was saying we want to devolve the Zapu way. How do we devolve the Zapu way? We want to see devolution, it's filtered down from constituency level to what level. I think at this point.
You are still watching Kiona TV on channel 398 on Zanu TV, and of course we are live on our Facebook page. That is Kiona TV for those that are following us on social media. So those are the three gentlemen, and they've unpacked who they are and what their party stands for in terms of improvising rather and developing young people into people who are responsible and able to contribute to the holistic development of Zimbabwe. We are going to go for a break, and when we come back, we will be looking at issues to do with the youth quota, women quota, and of course the issue that Nigel spoke about, devolution of power. Keep watching Kiona TV, the one, the only. Welcome back to Kiona TV, the one, the only, broadcasting from Bulawayo, and we have three parties in the studio today on Youth Election Talk, that are being the Citizens Coalition for Change, the ruling parties Zanu PF and Zapu, and we are discussing issues affecting young people. So, Pasha, we were discussing issues to do with devolution of power. What is CCC going to do in terms of assisting young people realize the full benefits of devolution of power?
Yes, thank you very much. Like I've once highlighted that we're the first party to make sure that devolution materializes at council level, where we said whatever amount which the residents pay to the council, 3% returns to the ward, and the ward decide what they want in terms of what is a priority in a ward. So we're leading in terms of devolution. But going forward, for young people, what we will do, number one, we value the issue of decision making, to say young people must be a part of decisions. And what we have done, because it's on record, we are the only part which produced the youngest mayor, the youngest deputy mayor, and the youngest member of parliament. They are sitting right now. They came from our political part. So in my view, in making sure that young people are part of decision-making process, young people are part of governance, that on its own, it's devolution in that context. And then, of course, we'll continue pushing to say, let the people of Bulawayo manage their own resources, because the danger of not doing that is what we are seeing right now, to say that Bulawayo City Council always seeks approval from July Moyo in Harare to decide what happens in Kautribak, what happens in Makwego, what happens in Makoko. So in that fashion, we will make sure that we push and have executive mayors and make sure that the city of Bulawayo manage its own resources, and so that our young people I almost said in Couch Park, but our young people in Bulawayo, they will benefit out of that, because for now we still feel like young people are finyeleli in terms of decision, and as long as we're not part of the decision, then whatever decisions which are made, they are not going to benefit the young people.